We are getting closer to the weekend. We've got a lot of events going on across the state, and we're tracking a front.
Yeah, front's going to come in. It'll make a big impact around here, giving us some rain and some cooler weather. Taylor, unfortunately for the drought, it's not likely to give us enough for that. Taylor's going to have more on the drought and the new data that we have coming in today on that in just a moment. But let's look right now at the super speedway. It's 86 at Talladega's airport. The dew point way down in the mid-50s actually makes it feel like it is not quite 86. So you may have been seeing these big numbers, the 88s, the 89s, the 90s, and saying it didn't really feel like that. Well, with the breeze and the dry air, it actually makes the feels like temperature lower because your body's able to cool itself more efficiently than, say, it would with very high humidity in late July or early August. By the weekend, Saturday, the high about 85. Sunday, we're in the upper 70s. Rain is likely between Saturday and Sunday, and it's going to come from the northwest. So this is the zone we'll start watching on Saturday to see exactly how everything's going to unfold. Everything I'm going to tell you about timing, well, there's still some iffiness to it because the thunderstorms aren't on radar yet. Once they get out here in Arkansas, we can time it down to just about a 30-minute window. But there is now a small chance that some of these storms late Saturday night, Sunday morning, as they head toward the Shoals, Russellville, Hamilton, Guin, Winfield, maybe even Fayette County, Lamar County, Pickens County. A couple of them still could pack a punch with some gusty winds. So what time can you expect these? Colors here only representing timing. It's not about severe levels or anything like that. We're just trying to make sure that it's easier to see. 10 o'clock Saturday night through about 3 o'clock Sunday morning. That's where some of the stronger storms would be. After 2 a.m. Sunday through about 8 a.m., they're rolling through Jefferson and Tuscaloosa and Shelby, Coleman, Blount, St. Clair, and Etowah counties. And then about 4 a.m. to noon, everything just slows down a bit here over East Alabama, and there still may be some showers even lingering into the afternoon. So how does this weekend line of storms impact the Alabama-Tennessee game? I don't think it has a great impact on it at all. We should be totally dry through the first part of it, except for the low chance of a brief shower. By the fourth quarter, we'll be watching those storms over northwest Alabama to see how close they could get to Tuscaloosa. I think Auburn's going to be completely dry. Temperatures in the 70s, a very, very low chance of a shower after the game down there with Auburn and Missouri. Now, this is a high-resolution model. It shows some really specific-looking things. It's not exactly how it's perfectly going to play out, but I think it's doing a good job of showing us what the radar might look like. 9 p.m. Saturday, here they come. About 2 a.m., you still have some pretty robust thunderstorms in here that are tracking east, and if this timing holds for us, that is really good news for Talladega. If we could get the rain out of here by 10 to 11 a.m. and get the sun shining on the track, everything would be drying out very quickly. And with the humidity dropping behind that front, watch how sharply it drops by early afternoon. 2 o'clock, humidity's all the way down to the mid-40s to the 30s. That should help to dry things out really quickly. So once our front passes and we get past these couple of hot days, tomorrow 87, which is where we were today in Birmingham, 85 on Saturday, the rain and storms pass, and then, wow, look at that, we're in the 40s. Monday morning, Tuesday morning near 50, maybe even cooler with another shot of cool air by Wednesday and Thursday, but not a lot of rain there except for that Saturday, Sunday issue. And Taylor, that's not gonna get it done.
Not enough. We need more than that. I wanted to show you how our drought has progressed over the last couple of weeks. This is a look at the end of August, and we had a few dry spots, but nothing too concerning showing up as we get into September. That's when we really started to see those moderate drought conditions move into west central Alabama, expanding across the state through the month of September. And then it was in early October that we started to add some extreme drought to the map. That's the red color you see there for Green, Hale, and down into Marengo County as well. The orange, severe drought. With our latest drought monitor, I'm going to keep moving the clock forward here. You can see more communities now included in that extreme drought, severe drought in the orange. And so really, what does that mean? So looking historically at some of the impacts we've had when we talk about extreme or severe drought. With severe drought, typically that's when we start to see some of those burn bans go into effect, can damage crops. Also, you can notice foundation cracks starting to show up in homes, large surface water areas. So we're talking lakes, getting lower. And then when we get into that extreme category, that red category you saw on the map there, that's when you see noticeable cracks in the ground, and that can cause some road damage. Also, landscape growth is stunted. We can have issues with Christmas trees growing as well. Large-scale hay shortages might occur. Water mains can break when the ground is that dry, and also that wildfire danger grows as well. So how much rain are we looking at with the front this weekend? Not enough. As Jason mentioned, we're just not really gonna get a good widespread soaking out of this. Rainfall totals look to be less than 1/2 inch in many communities. Now, there could be a couple spots that do see up to an inch, and those would be our lucky locations. But looking a little bit further out in time, let's move the clock all the way to close to the end of October. And between now and then, some spots are gonna maybe get an inch at most. And so we just don't have any real strong signals for any good rainmakers in our forecast through the end of October. And that unfortunately means that drought will likely continue to expand.